Hey there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it might be where you are. Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. My name is Jeff Fritz, and this is my stream. I like to call this Fritz and Friends, and today is February 20... Let's try this again. Today is February 12th, 2019, and we're going to write a little code today. Yeah, Electric Havoc. We're going to fix that in post. You know what? And I'm just going to wander around here a little. We'll figure this out. Look at that. So I changed over my scenes so that my widgets, so that I'm now using, it's over here actually, so that it's now using stream elements, and all the text coming through is black on gray. That makes me feel wonderful. My fault. I didn't configure that right. Let me see what we can do to clean that up real quick. How's everybody doing today? I'm wearing my geek hat today in solidarity with some of my friends in the Pacific Northwest that are dealing with the snowpocalypse. Oh my gosh. That is insane, the amount of snow that these folks are getting up there, and more power to you. There is a lot happening going up there. Yeah, the text is black on that panel. Let me see if we can clean that up real quick. What else is going on? So if I click through, Stream Elements is wonderful, but at the same time, it's like, oh, come on now. I put you on black here, and yeah, I can't change that text color. That's weird. What's with that? Pick a font. There we go. That's what we want. And then I'm going to need to change that on my other overlay. Now I just saved it. Let's reload. And nice contrast. I think it'd be better. Hey, Robert Tables is bringing some folks over here. Hello, hello. It's still white. Thanks so much for coming over. 8 viewers hosting over there. Fantastic. Hey, Frackberg. I am just trying to clean up this chat briefly. I changed over all my scenes. I was using Stream Elements for all my settings here. And I think you can now see, I was using Streamlabs, I'm now using Stream Elements. And I'm trying to make sure that all this stuff looks right. Let me refresh again. See if we can get this to work. This is a test. And that's not even showing up. There we go. Now we got it working. All right, I'm going to leave Stream Elements up over here as I wander through our topics today. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Yeah, so to the folks in the Pacific Northwest, all the best to you and yours as you're dealing with the snow. I know it's a lot more than you folks are used to getting. Hang in there. I know some folks have lost power. Electric Havoc, thanks so much for the host. I appreciate that. Code Warrior, thank you for the follow. Look at that. I'm getting lots of information coming through that I wasn't getting last time. So I think we've got this cleaned up now. Let me get some music playing in the background here. I like to play music to code by from our friend Mr. Carl Franklin. This is music that's been designed, it's been scientifically engineered to get you in the flow, to get you in the groove, in that focus, where everything that could be annoying you, bothering you, just kind of fades away, and whatever task it is that you're working on, you get uber focused on that, and you just get stuff done. You know what? Today I think I'm gonna go with Yellow is the name of this song. There we go. 10 inches at Auth Zero Bobby's place. It's now 3 inches of slush with 3 inches of snow over it. Ooh, good luck there to you. So this song is called Yellow. You can get this song. It's about 25 minutes long, about the length of a Pomodoro, along with all the other songs from mtcb.pwop.com. Or, of course, you can download the app at musictoflowby.com. Yeah, be safe out there, friends. I feel like I need a little bit of a margin on that chat. It's just right up against the edge. We'll take a look at that a little. We should listen to White. It would match the snow theme. I don't have White. don't have white. Is there a white? Luckily, you work from home. Yeah, right? Suddenly, everybody's learning what working from home looks like. Redo all the things. What could go wrong? Everything could go wrong. Everything. And you'll also see I renamed the bot. Our bot is now named, where is it? The Fritz bot. Where'd it go? It's out here somewhere. Hey, there's Moz. Good afternoon. Good evening. Right? It should be there. And yeah, there it is. You'll also see the Fritz bot has, hello. Crazy Spaniard, thank you so much for the follow. You'll also see the Fritz bot is now a subscriber. So we hooked up a subscription there, so nobody accidentally gifts a subscription to that. All right, I think we're just about ready to get going here. Let's head over to this scene. There we go. Look at that. There I am, working over in Stream Elements. We'll get it ironed out. Landon BR, work from home today, may go in tomorrow if the roads are cleared. Otherwise, tuckering in till it's okay to go out. So I'm actually, tomorrow, I'm driving into New Jersey, getting on a train, New Jersey Transit, and taking the train into New York City. First thing in the morning, I'm working the morning in Times Square at Microsoft's offices. At lunchtime, I'm heading over to Twitch, and we're going to stream live from Twitch Studios for the afternoon. We're going to talk about getting set up to stream as a developer, what it's like to write code live here, how to interact, what are some good practices. Steve, you're a little loud there, friend. Thanks so much. I appreciate that, Frankberg. Let me see if I can... which one is that? I've got two editors here for the alerts. I need to quiet Steve. So now I got to go find... right here's where the thing is, follower alert. And yeah, we're going to quiet Steve down a little bit. That should be better. He's still loud. Right? I don't want Steve that overpowering because Steve's a loud guy. How is everyone today? Luckier Sage, good to see you. Yes, and absolutely. Buenos noches from Spain to everybody. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining us so late in the evening there in Spain. That should be a bit better for that follower alert, the subscriber alert. Yeah, let's pull this down as well. Yeah, I'm going to pull all these sound effects down way far. It's such an exact science here, getting all this stuff set up. Look at that. Now you're seeing all my alerts and what they look like. I wish I could just across the board say, you know what, make everything 10%. That'd be nice to be able to do. All right, so that's on that layout. Now I've got the same thing on another layout. But yeah, Steve is a little bit loud. So which one did I... Okay, so now I'm on this one. And now we got to set this. Right? So this thing down here, and then these are all the alert settings. So I just copied things in. Oh my gosh, Ancient Coder just resubscribed. Thank you so much, Ancient Coder. 6 months. That's going to put you into... That puts you into the blue mug now, doesn't it? Yeah. Thank you so much for that kind resub. And as with all of our subs, as with all of our cheers, we will make a donation to Black Girls Code this quarter. I'm expecting to be able to make a first contribution to those folks here any day now. And I'm really looking forward to being able to help them out and surprise them with how generous the our community has been. So thank you very, very much. It's already late in Europe, but it's still pretty early in Australia. Exactly. In Australia, it's about 10 a.m. So, and it just wiped out the chat there. Wish it wouldn't wipe it clear. That's a shame. Roadrunner, good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. So, I may end up bumping back over here to Stream Elements to tweak a little bit, but a couple of announcements. So I mentioned tomorrow I'll be at Twitch Studios, and we're going to talk about developing writing code here on Twitch, what that's like. And I know a number of folks that are watching do write code on Twitch. There are other streamers. So I'm going to share some of my tips through Twitch's Twitch Dev channel, We'll have it hosted over here, and you'll be able to watch. If you come here at 2 o'clock Eastern, you'll find me, and you'll be able to bounce over to the Twitch dev channel. Yeah, what happened? The chat window just, it's there. Messages, show messages permanently. They shouldn't go away. But it's not going to show up. Come on. There are unsaved changes. Yeah. Do the thing. It's weird watching me this late? I bet. I bet. But for other folks, it's weird watching me this early in the morning. Right. That's not showing up at all. Great. Now I lost the chat room altogether. That's wonderful. What did we do? You go and you test all these things out and you run, and it still doesn't work. Background color, yeah. Text settings, white. What's the deal? I don't want to waste time trying to deal with that chat room, but it's sure not showing up. Moz resubbing for 9 months. The Twitch baby, and it didn't read it either. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. So the Twitch baby, 9 months. So what do you name the Twitch baby? Right? Isn't that what they all ask? What should it be? So the TTS, it's supposed to be really loud. I'm going to pull that down just a bit. Ah, it's not enabled. That's why. Rats. All right. Fix that. Do one more over here. And then we'll get back into this. Because I want to talk about Thursday. Thursday's kind of important. We had something that we were planning on doing Thursday and still no... that doesn't make me happy. Learned diff between raid host. Yes, raiding and hosting are two different things. There we go. All right, now we should be able to hear those. Yeah, so raiding is when you send everybody over from your channel to the next. And hosting is just when you show their channel on your channel and not necessarily put people into the chat room. It's different. So what's even worse is when a thing does work, but it should not, and you don't know why. Exactly. It's terrible. Is it under the gray bar? No. Wow. Wow. Muka Hitty. Wow. Muka, thanks so much for the follow. That's a hard one for me to pronounce. Maz gifting 5 subs. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. That is terrific. And we'll make donations to Black Girls Code. But Electric Havoc, Andre 2G, Lambda Malfunction, Codeman Codes, and CK8T. Congratulations. You've all just got subscriptions. Thanks to our friend Maz. That's terrific and very generous of you. Thank you so much. Yes, welcome everybody. You're all going to get purple mugs, and you get to use the .NET bot, the C# bot emote, everywhere that fine Twitch bots are enabled. Is that Om Ganesh, or is it OMG Anesh? Welcome. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. We're pushing this next goal that I have here. There it is. The Rainbow Beard goal for Build 2019. If we get that to 7,000 followers before May 1st at Build 2019 in Seattle, I will dye my beard rainbow for the entire event, including a stream with one lucky winner. Somebody in the month of February here, we're getting all the final details put together, but our friends at Progress are going to donate and raffle off a ticket to Build and I believe there's a travel stipend as well for one lucky viewer. Be very cool when that happens. More details in the days to come when that hits and how to qualify. So that's what's going on Wednesday. I mentioned the announcement. Thursday was originally scheduled to have a guest, David Fowler, but due to the weather in the Seattle area, he doesn't have power right now. So we're going to back off on that. and we'll reschedule for another time. I feel terrible for David and his family. I want to make sure that he and his family, his wife and his 2 children, make sure that they stay safe in the bad weather there, and we'll absolutely reconnect with them on the other side. Frank just came back from Seattle. Really not nice. Yeah, I bet. Check the price for Build last year. It shot up since I last attended. Yes, it is 3 days, and it's yeah. There's a travel stipend, Andre. It'll definitely cover folks in the continental U.S., Canada, and Mexico getting to Seattle. I don't know how much of a trip from the U.K. it'll cover. But a ticket in the door plus a bit of your travel already covered is pretty good. So that's Build. Friday, we're going to do a normal stream in the morning at my normal time. Thursday, we'll go back to a normal stream. It'll just be me coding live. But after I'm done on Friday, we're going to go a little bit long, and then we're going to talk about Dev Intersection. Dev Intersection is an event that I've been very humbled, very proud to be part of for the past 3-4 years. And they have an event coming up in Orlando, June 11 to 13. So after Build, about a month after Build, all your favorite speakers from Build will be there, plus some MVPs, some other community experts, and folks from Google and other tech companies, not just Microsoft, to teach you all kinds of technical topics. There's great speakers there. I don't know who that person is on the top right. No idea. But what we're doing this Friday. Come on, go away. Show me that offline logo. There it is. We're going to run our first ever... Yeah. I'm going to get rid of that. Go away. We're going to run our first ever virtual Dev Intersection event. Richard Campbell and I are going to host, and for about 4 hours, we'll chat. We'll talk with you in the chat room, and then we're going to have our 3 guests on. They're each presenting a workshop as part of the full live event in Orlando, but you'll be able to catch up with Steve Smith. He's our Dallas out there. You can find him also on Twitch. Let's make sure we shout him out. There we go. Michelle LaRue Bustamante will be joining us. She's the CIO and lead architect from Soliance Consulting. She's going to talk to us about microservices with ASP.NET and Docker and Azure. And then Cyprian's going to join us at the end of the day. We're going to talk about deep learning for developers. So I want you to check it out. You'll be able to stick with me from 10 a.m. Eastern right through till it's almost 5 in the afternoon East Coast time, 2 in the afternoon Pacific, and we're going to have a great time with Richard talking the entire afternoon about this. So I think it's great to do one stream at the later time. Yeah, let's shuffle things up and let some folks come in and shuffle up the topics so that it's you don't feel the need to have to watch every single episode. And if I can get my edits down where we can shrink some of the content down for folks, I think it'll work out great. You recommend our Dallas, Steve Smith. You listen to his podcast as well as his stream. He's a brilliant guy. He's really got some great techniques so that you can build in a repeated fashion all the things that you need around your applications. So there's all kinds of information about when it is, the speakers here, who the hosts are, along with there's an event so that you can save the date out here. I will copy that. So you can click through to that event and you can follow along and get that reminder when we host our first virtual Dev Intersection. We plan to do one of these a month so that folks can follow along, learn some from all the speakers, and maybe you can find out if there's something that you want to go and attend in Orlando coming up later in the late spring, early summer. June in Orlando is a fine time to be in Florida, let me tell you. All right, so today's project, what I want to get into, what I want to talk about is I want to get back into our Stream Tools project. We started a feature in here around, and I've got all these Dependabot pull requests here. I'm not interested in those right now, and there's this top command from Nemanja that I'm still kind of about taking. We'll eventually look at that. But what we started working on, and I think it's right here. Yep. We built this sentiment widget. And I still don't see the chat room over there from Stream Elements. And I feel terrible about that. Let me come over here so we can see this a little bit, and maybe we can get that chat to appear. It is... Come on, refresh. Show me some chat. Let's see if I can find this one last time. So this is here. Yep, it's that one. I spent all this time getting all this set up so that it would just work. Background color, text settings. Yeah, I'm seeing lots of chat come up. There it goes now. Alrighty. Leave. I don't want to change anything. It just works. So what we started building was this sentiment widget. And the idea with this was we'll use Azure Cognitive Services to take the temperature, get the value of the relative sentiment of the messages that appear in the chat room. This way, as a streamer, I can see, oh, people are happy, they're having a good time in the chat room, or maybe people have questions and they're a little disappointed and I need to turn things around. I need to change the way that this works. Yeah, Lannon helped me with that. And we definitely got this. Exactly, Robert Tables. It's amazing how quickly things can change.
Wow.
From we're the best to ruined or saved. And how do we do that? How do we keep things exciting and interesting? So we put together this initial sentiment widget. And I have it. Let me open Visual Studio 2019. It is Fritz Stream Tools right here. So I'm using the preview version of Visual Studio 2019. Everybody's allowed to download this. Try it out. Use it on your machine. It sits side by side with all the other Visual Studios you might have. And you can check it out with no danger, no challenge of it disrupting your Visual Studio configuration. Some of the other things that it depends on that are outside of Visual Studio, like the Android configuration, it may upgrade and install other versions of the Android SDK for you that you might not be expecting. So keep that in mind as you install it. Like I said, if you install just the Visual Studio, you'll be in great shape. Sentiment and analyze Ancient of the Coder. What? What is that? I've spent over 2 hours updating Visual Studio instances and Windows this evening on all of your machines. Oh, that's very cool, Smap. So I've got these two pieces here to this. There's one piece that's going to analyze the chat and look at all the messages that people are writing, and that's sitting inside my chatbot. If you look inside it's inside this FritzBot class. That's not the class. Open the class. Oh, they're all hiding over here, aren't they? Fine. Close all the things. No. FunkDev, thanks so much for resubscribing for the last 2 months. Now, why is that behind everything? I want to put that... That should be in front of it. Take this here. There we go. Thanks so much for that resub, FunkDev. 2 months on board, and yeah, very cool. Thank you so much. We appreciate that, and we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. Let me close all these. I'm going to get through and show you. There's the bot. So there's a section down here. After it handles all the commands, I have something that I call the sentiment sync that I'm passing the chat messages into. I queue up. I say, here's the next message that you need to analyze when a message comes in. So after it processes, handles any commands or things that it needs to do, then we're going to go check out exactly what the sentiment is. Miss Elvain. Hello, hello. Good to see you. There she is. Thanks for joining us. So, as messages come into chat, this right here will grab the message, put it into a queue, and then, wait a sec. I can't say and then without. And then. There we go. It'll get picked up at that point and analyzed. And I think I put that over here. Right, we put a service together. Where is it? It's not in my dub root. It's not a hub. It's not a page. It's a service. There it is. So we created a sentiment service. And this is an ASP.NET background service. This runs in the background of our web service. And then? When it sees messages arrive, it opens an Azure Text Analytics client, connects out to the Azure Cognitive Services. And then? While it's running and it sees chat messages arrive, sends those out. Well, it selects them and clears them out of the queue. And then... Thank you. Sends them to Azure for analysis. When they come back, it grabs the score, grabs the average score, and updates the sentiment in all of our attached clients. All of those things that might be listening. Hey, do you have information about the sentiment for us? And then? That follower client, let me show you this. It updates sentiment. This uses a technology called SignalR. For those of you who don't use ASP.NET or ASP.NET Core, you may not have seen this. It's a lot like Socket.io, where we can push messages from the server to the client. It abstracts away the WebSocket technology. It'll use whatever web technology it needs to communicate. It's got several layers that it can step through. But here, because I'm abstracted away from it, I can just say, go grab those folks that are listening for sentiment. All the clients in the group of sentiment listening. Tell them the sentiment was updated and give them the new value. Well, we have a page, because all the widgets that you see here, like these numbers below me here for follower count and the current viewer count, and it's not as high as I'd like. We need to fix that. We need to recruit someone new, some more folks to watch. Those are just web pages. So I'm using Razor Pages, and I have this template that has just a div on it. We know what HTML divs are, and it's got an ID. With a little bit of JavaScript that creates a Stream Hub class that I wrote to abstract away. Well, our community wrote to abstract away a little bit of the interaction with SignalR. And as it receives that sentiment value, it'll update that text content of this to say, well, here's the new value. So if I run this right now, we should start getting some sentiment value coming through based on what's going on in the chat room. All right, so you with me, chat room? Can you give me, after the web page opens, I'm going to need your help with some very positive messages so we can see that number skyrocket, get up into the 100%, right? It's a value, sentiment is a value from 0 to 100, and 100 is very, very positive, and 0 is very, very negative. So let's get that started, and I will reopen and come over here, and I should be able to go to my sentiment page, and as sentiment comes in, we should see it. There it is, WebSocket's connected. You completed when I was positive last time. Oh no, Mike Eaton's back.
First, take a big step back.
And then we'll figure it out. There we go. Very positive sentiment. I like cheese. Cheese is awesome, and it's 99% positive. Look at that. Bobby's very positive about his cheese. Mike Eaton is so enthusiastic. Incredible, says Crazy Spaniard. Yes, yes. It's amazing. It's wonderful.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
It can be done exactly how I want it.
The only question is,
what?
Are you the man to do it?
Darn Skippy, I'm the man to do it. Sounds like I've got, yeah, I need to close Skype. Want to make sure we don't have anybody interrupt. So, very, very positive. All right. Can we go a little bit negative now? I am negative about American cheese, says Vulture Jack. Look at that. crashed 1.1. So here's the problem. It's a current sentiment only. And the thought that Lannon and I had here, Fritz is not amazing. See, that's what Mike normally says to me. And I'm going to take him up on that when we get to Connect-A-Ha in Omaha here in about a month. Auto kick for bad cheese. Now see that? We're going to auto kick. And then look at this. OMG, Anesh is bringing it right back up. So what you're seeing is it's immediate and it's immediately reflecting. I feel like programming has taken a downturn. Yeah, there you go. Well, Auth0 Bobby, I can kind of agree with you. Fallout 76, kind of disappointing what happened there. It was a lot of promise there, but didn't quite deliver. So what Lannon BR and I were saying is, you know what? That's an immediate number that we see there, and it doesn't reflect a trend. So to show that immediate, right, every couple seconds, here's the value. It doesn't have any kind of gravitas to it. Ooh, listen to that. I sound fancy.
Oh my.
Yes, gravitas. But to have that number and say, well, it's trending up or it's trending down, or this is the average over the last 5 minutes, now gives it a little bit more value to it, right? Because the immediate is it could be Robert Tables there saying, oh, it's taken a downturn. Look at how silly this is that Fritz is programming. But the next person might be saying, oh, I think it's great. And you're going to see that immediate change. So you'd be looking at more discrete numbers versus trends that would be continuous. Now, yes, Robert Tables, yes. Now we have a math challenge. There's just one small problem. I
drink and I know things.
Yeah. So this is where I need your help, chat room. Let's see if we can take the values that we're receiving. Let's put a little bit of an average around this in how we display it. And then based on the values that are coming out, I feel like we should put almost like a stock ticker arrow up or down so that we can indicate if it's trending up or if it's trending down. And it might be neat to have a overall sentiment for the show as a second line that has the entire thing. VoltageX says you need that Tyrion clip. VoltageX.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
It's my clip. No, not things about math problems. The change needs mass. Yeah. Displayed as an emoji range. Oh, Electric Havoc. I like that too. That would be kind of neat. So a rolling average of the number of entries or the last minutes, last 5 minutes since start, or all of the above. You know what? Electric Havoc, I think that's a neat bit of configuration that we could offer as part of this widget. I might not use it myself, but other folks could opt to apply that configuration. The Triz. Oh my gosh, Triz. Okay, from Grand Pooh Bear. Okay, the fact that the name of that emoji, the shame emoji you have there, is Pooh Shame. That's mighty impressive. I like it.
Woo!
Yeah, configurable sounds good, right? Because maybe there's one day I feel like configuring it with arrows, and maybe there's another day I can feel like configuring it with smiley faces or some other set of emoji, some other set of emotes that go from here's what the very positive emote is, here's what the neutral and the negative emote are. Yeah. Okay. So, and to build on that, save the previous value, compare with the new one, give the up or down arrow based on which way. Tandis, you're spot on. That's exactly the direction that I want to go. I think that would be a lot of fun. So.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I think we need to write some JavaScript for this. Because I think, well, maybe I don't. Help me out here, chat room. Do we put the calculations of this, do we make it a public data set so that it's shared across, well, I think there's two different pieces there. Oh, I got Robert Tables excited.
60% of the time, It works every time.
And that's the way I feel about JavaScript. No. Do we take the data for the entire duration that the chat has been going on and we've been analyzing sentiment, and do we make that public to the channel's widget? So you're on the C# Fritz channel. Do we make the sentiment values for the 5-minute period, for the duration of the stream? Do we make those available to all clients, and that's something that you receive separately? Or do we calculate it on the clients? And then we rewrite it all in Blazor and drop JavaScript.
You keep using the word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Let's come back to Blazor in a bit. Server side. Crazy Spaniard, I think you're onto something there. For some variation on special days, offer some kind of theme, like Valentine's Day has various heart emoji, Christmas, Guy Fawkes, and so on. That's not bad either. That's not bad either. Both is good. How to escape a backtick with Markdown. Good luck. I think you need 2 backticks. Anyways, I think server side is going to be the way to go to start. Yeah. Maybe there's some client side that we save as well. Junicus, thank you for reminding me I need to put a project configuration out here. And what we're doing is we're going. I'm going to write building a sentiment analysis widget for the Twitch chat room. And I've got too many capitals there in the wrong way. There we go. All right. Is it sentiment for chat? Yes, it is. Yep. You can have a queue, make another with limited size in a first in, first out way, and average it. Hey, that's not bad. We can read the chat names now. Yes. So I think I need to do a little bit more work on the formatting, but I think we're getting there. We're getting there. Let's see here. Yeah. How about a negative user who skews the results? Well, Andre, that's a bit of analysis that would be very interesting to come back to. Can you do me a favor, Andre? Please open an issue for that out here in the GitHub repository. I'll drop the link here. And do me a favor, just write a little description with your thoughts about that negative user. Maybe there's something that we can report. Or right, maybe we can show somehow to the broadcaster or to moderators from the bot that says, hey, these folks are being negative. And maybe that can help with moderation. Yeah. So I like this collaboration discussion that we have on stream at times, where we've got the basis, right? Lan and BR and I really hit a nice basis for what this widget can do. And we put that MVP, that minimum viable product, into place. Well, now let's take that next step and let's make it even more interesting. And there's something we can do with this to show off a little bit. A common thing that you hear among a number of the folks. I need to show this off. In our team, right? We now have a team. There it is. Teams Live Coders. Is it Teams or Team? I think it's Team. We now have a team that I started called the Live Coders team. I know that guy. There he is. And I'm recruiting other streamers to get into the team. There's a handful of folks that I know I absolutely want to add. I just need to hold off for a little bit here and start collating and add some folks in. I definitely want to add. There's a number of folks here in the stream that I want to make sure get into the mix here. We could set up alarms for those with bad behavior. There's definitely things we can do. But I want to make sure that this is something that that's made available to other team members. So all kinds of things we can do there. How about on top of the data being able to be passed to any client on the stream, also maybe have some in a public data set, like a JSON file for the stream in blob storage, or maybe in table storage. That's interesting.
Hey, listen.
Yes? I'm reading. You were showing an example and the mods deleted it. I didn't see it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we want to make so. To be fair, I saw Landon's message. I want to make sure. There are some words I want to make sure that we don't use here in chat. We are trying to be a family friendly, chat here. We don't want to intimidate or bully anybody. So no offense to anyone if there is anything deleted like that. We just want to make sure that we keep things a little bit friendlier, a little bit more positive. And a lot of the folks in that live coders team that I showed, we have a very positive environment, and I want to make sure that we encourage that. No knock on anybody's behavior. Just want to make sure we stay at. It's Andre. It can be used in a way that makes it makes it a little bit more questionable for, and I don't even want to cross that, but. Moving on. So I think the first thing we need to do is start collecting and aggregating some of this data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over here to Visual Studio. I'm going to stop this, so I stop collecting data and I stop that extra bot that I have hanging out there. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to live share with you, with all the folks that are out there. I want to make sure that you can get in and touch the code that I'm working on. I'm going to set up a live share. The example failed. Well, it did exactly what we wanted it to do. It got moderated. So I'm going to open up a read-only Visual Studio live share. There's space for about 30 folks to connect. If you want to use Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio 2017 or 2019 to connect in and take a look around, there's the link in chat. You can click through and you can join us for the duration of the live stream here, and we'll write some code together. So the sentiment, I have a feeling, thinking out loud, there we go, now we got some folks coming in. I have the background service here, the hosted service, that's doing the sentiment analysis in this sentiment service. I don't need the bot right now. It's doing its thing. We're good there. And I don't need this. Don't need that. We may need this one. There's Brave Cobra. Hello, hello. And you can sign into LiveShare using your GitHub account. No need to go and break out your Microsoft account. You know, you're welcome to use your GitHub account. No challenge on any of that. But I encourage you, if you want to connect in, take a look around, you're welcome to. So, it's Om Ganesh. All right, welcome. J Mickey, thanks so much for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. You can't start refactoring. No, you can't. I made this read only. Ha ha! There will be no editing of my code unless I say so. Otherwise, what'd you do? Yeah, I'll be asking, what'd you do? Editing my code while I'm not looking.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
So it's not allowed. All right, moving on. So this is the service that is actually getting the values back, right? It's doing that collection, and it gets that average score when there's chat messages that arrive. So what I think I should do is grab both the average here and the number of documents, right? Because a document is a chat message in this model that we put together. Sorry, I don't have that turned on. And that only works in Visual Studio Code. We still have to finish our add-in for Visual Studio, and we'll have that working as well. Hey, Crows, thank you for stopping by. Great to see you. I feel like I should take this shaker with me tomorrow when I go to Twitch. I'm not sure how much Twitch swag I should have visible while I'm there. Maybe I should load up on the Microsoft stuff while I'm there. The plot thickens. Hey, Adrian Hall, good to see you. So if we're going to create this collection, if we're going to create this bit of code, this bit of data that we want to share. I need to put that into a private variable, I think. Right? So I'm going to have a total number collected. I'm also going to have... I'm going to have a total number collected and a average number across that time period. So this might be a good place for a value tuple. Either neither of those is cool or both of those is cool, probably. Wait, what? Who? A Twitch chat room mood light sensor.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Adrian.
Make it so.
Let's do it. Oh my gosh, to have a chat room. Come here for a second. Hang on. Wait a tick. Come here. I'm thinking our friend Brian Clark has that light that he can control and set the various lights for. The various light colors for. If we could do, based on sentiment, the color of a light that's in the room, that would be phenomenal. This is open source. Yes. Yes, yes. This is my Stream Tools project. You can make sure you find Stream Tools. It's in the GitHub project list on the wall just below. All right. Rainbow colors, maybe a little bit. Maybe. Hang on, let me help you with that, Brian. Robert. Paging Clark IO. Paging Clark IO to the C# Fritz channel. You are wanted for rainbow light discussion. Thank you. Somebody clip that and post it to Twitter. Maybe pass the live sentiment information down to a key on the Stream Deck through a plugin. Yes! That's an easy secondary signal or receiver app, though. Part of the server service. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Robert Tables. That's very kind of you to do. Oh, I don't have my... You know what? I ran out of batteries in my other microphone. Like, it just started flashing at me out of battery. No, I do have battery. Nope. I've got 1 bar left. Will it work? Maybe. Can we play this game today? Hey, Maker Blaker. Good to see you. Maybe it'll work. Nuts, it's not going to work for me. Right, because this should be coming from that. I forget to set this up more often than not. Yeah, there it is now. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! All right, that's better. Moving on.
Guten Abend, Deutschland.
Is that better? I think that worked. You could borrow Scott Hanselman's DOS keyboard and affect its colors. Yeah, he did have a blog post, and fortunately, I work with the guy. Who? Who do you work with? I'll tell you who I work with. Scott! That's who. All right, here we go. Yeah, look at that. I see the tweets coming through. Yes, and we could hook up to Clark IO's chat light. That might be fun. All right. Getting that page in Twitterizers. All right. Oh my gosh. Maker Blaker resubbing for 4 months. Is it going to read it? It didn't read it. I always miss the daytime streams, but always catch the VODs. Thank you for the night stream. You're welcome, Maker Blaker. 3 people just pinged him. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, look at that. I'm seeing my Twitch light up. Oh, my gosh. And Rambling Geek with the sub. bringing your Twitch Prime. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code for both Maker Blaker and Rambling Geek. Thank you very, very much. Okay. So let's do this. Right, we need a count and we need an average. So the count, I think, is going to be an int, right? So if we make this a C-sharp value tuple, I should be able to have an int here, and then if we do a decimal, yep, there we go. My battery's dead on the extra mic. Oh, well. It was fun while it lasted. All right, decimal average? Yeah, okay. So then if we use that type, we should be able then to say, right, this is the 5-minute average. The stream average. Do I need a 1-minute average? What do you think? I also need to mark when the 5-minute average. Oh, wow. I need to know. I need to know how to roll things off of the 5-minute average, don't I? Right? I need like a collection for the 5-minute average with the times so that I can select out the appropriate values. In which case I need to store all of the values. Do I use a Q? Asks Junicus. Junicus or is it Junicus? Let me know. I want to make sure I pronounce it right. Hey there, RJF0306. Thanks so much for the kind words. I appreciate that. I think I know who that is. Yeah. A Q and a pager. Use a Q. Junicus. Okay, thanks so much. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I know who that is.
Inconceivable!
Hey there, Denerd100. Collection of value tuples. Yeah, I think you're right. So it's not just the count and the average, but we also need the time. Right? Or is it date time offset? Yeah, I'm not sure that that I know who RJF0306 is. I'm not sure they want me to share who they are. And yes, Sismus, I'm not responding. Sorry, I'm in the middle of writing some code here.
Do it!
I'm doing it. Okay. Do you want that to be time-based or count-based? Time span might be the way to go, so that it's the... If I do date time, it'll be real easy for me to look across that and see it, even though that's going to be a larger amount of data stored in there. And you question my priorities? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, what? I couldn't hear you there.
What'd you do?
I've got lots of priorities right now. There's like 4 different streams that I'm planning here. Winner, chicken dinner, says Auth0 Bobby. Uh-oh. Bought a new digitizer. Very cool. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to... Yeah, there's a couple of folks here that I'm not sure they want me to share who their... I know who their ID is, their real name is here. I'm not going to share it. Chat can't stay quiet for 5 minutes. I know. The challenge is timed arrays. Need timer triggers to move the averages. Time sentiment, because you need to slick the array by time. Well, you need to slice the array by time. Yes. So we need that time. Well, okay, Adrian Hall. Yeah, it's clear who you are. Hey, Space Cat. Good to see you.
People know me.
Like Space Cat. Oh, a span. Oh, man. It's that same type of technology where we're going to have that sliding window for the 5 minute, the 1 minute, and the total stream average. You're onto something there. But I think if we do a time span, we could store the time of day is a time span. Do I have that right? Right, if I say date time dot, right, not from, if I say now dot time of day, that's a time span, but if I go over midnight, that's going to break. You know? So I think I need to use a date time for that last parameter. Let me do that. Because then I can go from minimum to maximum value, and that'll be my time, and I can sort by that as well. So, and if I make it a dictionary, make it a dictionary. Make it a dictionary. If time is too much of an issue, it could be over number of message sets, i.e. over the last 100 messages or 1,000. No, I want to do it over time. Number of messages is not something that is as important. Maybe a queue of collections where each collection represents nah, I think we want, I like the idea of a sliding window, but if we do this as a dictionary so that we have a key, and if our key is the date time, because I'll get the precision down to millisecond, right? And then if we make the value, then make it the count, and then the average at that time that it was recorded, right? And then if we call this, let's call this the observations. That way I've got this collection of these here. No idea what is going on, but I like seeing all the X, Y from all this X. Time series for things like this is better for analysis. Yeah, I think you're right, Lennon. So, I'm not sure a hash table would be better. If time is too much of an issue, it could be over number of message sets, i.e. over the last 100 messages. Yeah, I'm sorry. Does C++ have a Unix timestamp? Well, this is C#. Let's make sure we have that clear. If we look up the date time type, the precision, right, I want to make sure that where is it? Precision is often unnecessary or incorrect in many applications. You don't want to test if date-time objects are roughly equal, but I believe it goes down to seconds. It won't go down to milliseconds, and I don't think we're going to be getting it faster than every second, because we're at least going to have some build-up while we're waiting for feedback from Azure. Yeah, C++ has one for Unix, Linux, absolutely. What are we recording here? The sentiment of the last X minutes. That's what we're going to output. But in order for us to do that, we need to have a window that we're going to slide across the values so that we know to drop off values from however many minutes ago. So I think if we have this observations collection, now I can start throwing values in there as I get an observation. And then for the value that I transmit for over the last minute, over the last 5 minutes since the beginning, are just aggregations across that. What do you think? And even then, I don't think I want average. I think I want, like, total here. Starting to be struct. Timestamp for calcs. Sentiment required username for the best, worst, etc. How are we going to calculate the sentiment from an int and a decimal? So we're getting... Good question. So we're getting every time that we make a request. So we'll receive chat messages. Every time we get a message, it'll go through, pull those out, and get the sentiment from the service. Now that sentiment's going to come back as a document ID, which is 1234. It's an ordinal number. Who cares? And a decimal value between 0 and 1. we're multiplying that by 100 so that we get a nice percentage number. Hey, Mike Jolly. Glad to see you're here.
You can do it!
And you made it. Thank you. Start over so you don't miss anything. No, hang on. You want me to? You really want me to start over? In the beginning. No, I'm not going to do that. No. So to the question from Brave Cobra, we're going to have those values coming back. At the very worst, I'll have a number and a decimal value. I can take those, right, and stash that observation for that one time. And we're blocking here. We're awaiting. So the values in chat will gather up, and then our next collection will be an average of however many. Well, we first got to break the chat on stream, and then we start over. Yeah, we did that. So we're not calling the sentiment over the span of messages. Yes, yes, yes. We're going to collect those results that we are receiving, store them, and then what we'll report is those windows across that collection.
And then?
Everybody will be happy. Hopefully. All right? We already know how to do that. Yes, we know how to break chat. We break it a lot. And then I wait a tenth of a second here, 100 milliseconds, just to make sure that we're not constantly hammering Azure. We give it a chance to breathe. All right. So I think so we have the average score comes out of this, and then we know how many documents there are. So I think what I'm going to put into the observations, right? We're going to add a value. We're going to put in date, time, now. Not comma now. Point now. And so there's my date. There's my date stamp. And then I'm going to put in now a value tuple, right? So this is a struct that has a count, and that's going to be results documents. How many chat messages did we analyze? And then the average. And I just got the average. It's right there. And I feel shame. Why didn't I like that? What? Get the value? No. No. Results documents. Average score. That's it's a double. I don't want it to be a double. I want it to be a decimal. So I get a little bit of precision on that. Right? Now it's still not going. Why doesn't it like it? Ooh, wait a sec. Oh my gosh. Results, documents. Oh. My bad. My bad. I needed a count. Is the Sentiment API paid for per call? It's yes. Thank you, Lennon. Yep. So if it's really chatty, Jeff is spending a lot of money. We're sending 10 documents per second. Well, hang on. There's an await in here. So we're going to block this from completing until we hear back from Azure. So, everybody chat now.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
Come on now. So what happens here is we get really chatty. We start showing some really cool Azure features, and my friends on the Azure marketing team say, you know what, Jeff, we're going to pay for your sentiment analysis stuff. So would this count spam trolls too? Yes, Space Cat, it would. Right?
Wait, Master. It might be dangerous.
And that's where things could be interesting. Are you going to discard the bots? Good question, Brave Cobra. Let me come back to that in just a second. But for the spam and trolls, this would allow us to analyze and see, you know what? Here's Billy, and Billy's being very negative. That's not somebody that, if we share that information with our moderators, now that's some interesting information they can use to say, that's somebody we should time out. They've been very negative. Or, you know what? Here's Maz. Here's somebody who's been extremely positive. maybe that's somebody we want to give a VIP or a moderator badge to because they've been really helpful. So it can help give us some more of that, and help to mitigate trolls. And for the bots, actually, my FritzBot class, when it looks at the chat messages and it goes to process it, it's already ignoring itself. But you make a very good point here. At the end, when I put that chat message onto the queue, maybe I want to skip it looking at the Stream Elements bot or Nightbot or one of the other bots, right? And maybe I only want it to look at Quill Tony. No. Maybe I only want it to look at a certain group of people. Maybe we could add a filter here. I'm going to put a to-do in here. Eliminate some of the common bots. And I'm going to leave that there in case anybody wants to put together a pull request to take a look at this. Okay? Rambling Geek. Yeah, past midnight for the folks there in Europe. All the best. Thanks so much for joining us. Nightbot versus Stream Elements bot duel. Yeah. Should you time out someone just for being negative? No. No, you shouldn't, Andre. That's a very good point. But it's something that for a moderator, another way to clue them in, if somebody has been consistently negative and we see low sentiment from them, maybe the moderator then steps in instead of timing out and says, hey, back off a little bit here. You're showing a little bit you've been kind of angry here, and then if they continue or they go off, all right, then time out, that kind of thing. But it gives another piece of information to help a moderator. So, buck up, Buttercup. Not just for being negative, but it's another piece of information to help. Don't come in and rain on everybody's parade. We would need a value per user. Yes. So let's take that last piece. We're only in queuing the message here. We would also need to pass along the username and then store the username with the message to do that analysis. What do you think? Is that too much? Not contributing consistently to the stream in a positive way. That's a great way to describe it, Space Cat. Yeah, absolutely. And we'll tell them about it, and we'll
Do it live!
Yeah. A Debbie Downer award for the biggest sourpuss. Let's do the minimum viable first. Let's get this working with the sliding window, and then we'll start adding in people. But if somebody wants to open that as an issue, if somebody wants to put together this pull request, I'll hold off on implementing this so that somebody can contribute, and we'll get your name up on the contributors ticker up at the top of the screen. There goes the news there. Episode 15, calling Web API from the front end. ASP.NET Core from zero to overkill. Okay. There you go. Look at that. Mike Jolly's been contributing this month, and Codeman Codes. Patrick has contributed. Yeah. So... and then each time the Debbie Downer chats, we can have a wah, wah, wah clip. Thanks so much for joining us, Mike. I appreciate you chiming in here. The MPP award, the most positive person. Maybe. Send out some stickers or something. All kinds of things that we could do. I'll put a to-do here as well. Capture and transmit the user who sent the message. And I'll leave that in case somebody wants to build that. But for right now, just to get that minimum viable, I'm going to have those observations added. And instead of follower client just updating the sentiment with the average score, I think there's additional information now to send. So I'm going to jump over here. And I'm not just going to have new sentiment. I think and I want to change this. I want to make it a decimal. I really would prefer a decimal. I'm a big fan of decimals because there's fixed precision when you use decimals in .NET, where double has rounding errors when you get way far out there in the decimal points. Would be cool to have our most positive chatter in the last hour was. Yeah. You know what? And I see, and Quiltoni and Space Cat, I know they can speak towards this. They have, there's sometimes Stream Elements and some other providers put a label out there where you can say, here's who the last follower was, or here's the last person that donated or subscribed. For my channel, I don't necessarily want to highlight here's the last person that did this, but to be able to say, you know what, here's somebody who's being real positive and helpful. That, I think, carries a lot more value than here's somebody who spent money. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that you contributed, that you spent money. But I think for this community, for what we're trying to do as an educational stream, for learning and building things together, the folks who are most helpful, definitely something something valuable. We can make a panel with the top X positive contributors. Perhaps. Is the precision of a decimal actually needed, though? Good question, Dungeon Smasher. I see the code in my VS even before it appears over. That's right. All right, fine. I'll make these doubles. You've sold me there, Dungeon Smasher. You've sold me. All right, so if I say the 1 minute sentiment, and then let's put the 5 minute sentiment, and then all sentiment. I think that's right. That'll work. So now if I go back over and since I broke this, I'm going to use. Oh no! Hang on. Turn on Karnak. Forgot Karnak.
Do it live!
I'm updating and starting Karnak Live. Here we go. So I'm going to move that down. I use Alt down in Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Alt up and down will move the current line, which is extremely handy when you have something you just want to move down a couple lines. So update sentiment isn't just going to pass the average score that was just received now. Now I also want to pass back the 1 minute sentiment. So let me capture what date time now is. Let me actually capture that first. Right, put that there, do this, and now I can put now there. So now I can say the 1 minute sentiment is observation. Oh boy. Observations where, right? O dot key is greater than now add minutes -1. So it'll give me those observations. And then what do we got? Somebody paging me. Hey, Maz, what do you got? See message in chat. Hey, Clark.io. Oh my gosh. Thanks so much for joining us. There was a comment. There was a question, a point of collaboration that we can hit. We're building a widget right now that shows sentiment based on activity in the chat room. And there was a really neat idea to use your bulb that you've been working with and building. Folks can come over into your chat room. They use the bulb command and set different colors. But there was a great idea that as sentiment goes from 0 to 100, very positive, or 0 to 1, depending on your multiplier. I multiply it out by 100, so I get a nice percentage. Anyways. But to be able to say if it's negative, make it a really, really red color. And then if it's really, really positive, make it a really green, happy color. So there's some suggestion from folks here in the chat room that we should collaborate to be able to wire up a, maybe not your bulb, but to wire up a client that can manage the bulb and set those colors appropriately. I think that might be, let me know. We can talk about that offline, but I think that might be interesting to do. Thank you, Maz, for getting my attention. Yes, Vava, evening mischief. Absolutely. East Coast is in family time. Didn't even think about that. Yeah. How about a DTO for all the values? That's not bad. Because it's starting to grow here. We're going to need that. That's not a bad idea. And I think I want to take this calculation and move this out. So let me know, Brian, what you think. I think there's That does sound fun. I'll hit you up tomorrow morning. I'll be on my way to the office in Times Square. So, yes, let's do that. All right, I'm going to put together a private method over here. And I'm going to have this return a double. Calculate sentiment over last minutes. It would be cool if everyone's sentiment updated Clark IO's bulb would be like a portable disco. Okay. All right. Thanks, Andre. Just me. I'm headed to Microsoft's office in Times Square tomorrow. And then we're going to, I have some meetings there with my team, and then we're going to head over to, and then I'm heading over to the Twitch office from there. Thank you, It's Mike. It's Mike. Why does that name sound familiar? It's Mike. Who is It's Mike? I don't remember. But thank you very much for that kind congratulations. Yeah, we want to make sure that we'll put that user bit in Electric Havoc. Okay, I see where you're going. Let me build the minimum viable, and we'll get back to this. And we'll get back to that. Let me get this working. Should we include the closed captions of Talk to Me Gooseman in the sentiment? Now, stop that. No. No. We had some fun with that a week or two ago. Yes, that's probably where. Thank you. All right, so I'm going to make this the number of minutes to go back, and I'm going to default it to -1, and I'll figure -1 is of all time. So now I need to return some values. So I'm going to grab this, make this, right? So observations where, add minutes. So the number of minutes, oh, shoot. All right, we'll make this 0. So it's of all time. Add minutes -1 times the number of minutes to go after. If it's 0, I want to get all of them. Can't believe I spent the last 45 minutes doing family tech support again. Oh, man. Not a problem. Thanks so much for popping in, Brian. I really appreciate it. Let's make sure we put a shout out there for Brian. Clark. I can't type. Make sure you check out his channel. He's a member of our Live Coders team. And does a great job with Visual Studio Code. He built a great extension that lets you highlight lines in his Visual Studio Code while you're in Twitch chat. Check him out. Hey, Bruno. Yes, so many possibilities. But let me get through a little bit here of getting this minimum viable working. So I think I need to say if num minutes greater than 0, this is what we're going to return. Otherwise, I'm going to go get all of them and average. Right? So I need to know what now. All right, fine. Date time now. Add minutes -1 times the number of minutes requested. And then I want to return that average, right? Dot average. And this is going to be the key value pair. So I'm going to say value. I can't just average the average, can I? Rats. Do I need to do a select? Oh, boy. Help me out here, chat room. I don't think I can do... Catch you all next time. Thanks so much, Chris. I appreciate you joining us. Yeah, Mike Jolly. That's right. It wasn't entirely accurate. And that's right. That's machine learning trying to calculate and figure out what's going on. I can't just average here across the count. Can I? Or can I... Oh, no, wait. I can go value, right, count times v value average. And if we average that total, now that won't give me the average. Will it? It's really late over here. Got to go. Thanks so much for joining us, Crazy Spaniard. I appreciate you dialing in from Spain. You can average the average. Okay. All right. I'm going to take your word for this. And it'll be close enough, right? So I'm going to return that value, which is going to be it's a decimal. I think it's because I made that a decimal. I'll make that a double. Parathon, thank you so much for that resub. That animation's a little tall there. I really appreciate you joining us. 11 months. It's been a phenomenal ride. Using your Twitch Prime, we'll make another donation to Black Girls Code. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, look at the hype. Absolutely. And now that the bot is... Oh, that's a good question, Moz. Is UTC now faster? I don't know. You average on a smaller set, then average that. That should correspond to something more like finding a local minimum or maximum. I think so. All right, hang on. I can get rid of this now because it's now double, so I don't have that weird cast going on. So that'll now return... If I return that, and then my all-time, right, is going to be... Frank, 3 months. And that will put you, I believe, into a 3-month red coffee mug. Thank you so much, Frank, for the resub at Tier 1. Yeah. And we will, of course, make a donation to Black Girls Code. So, actually, I can just do observations average, right? And then just go V value. So that's the key value. Average. Okay. New red cup, still one of us, absolutely. And I have 13 emote slots available right now that I can fill up. And I'm also looking at, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep the coffee mugs. Part of me was looking at, let me know, should I replace the coffee mug sub badges with super C# emotes that are appropriately changing and growing, or depending on hats? Maybe hats. Hats might be good. Coffee mugs should change to baseball caps. I don't know. It is kind of my thing. Tim Sleeper, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us and helping with that rainbow beard goal. Yep, I got the geek cap. I'm designing a Visual Studio 2019 hat. Don't tell my friends in marketing. The hats are more my trademark now. They are. Very much a trademark. Don't tell my friends at Microsoft that I'm designing not just a Visual Studio 2019 hat, okay? But I'm also... caps were one of the emotes, and I got rid of it because I realized that's also a default emoji. Right, if you do Windows period, there's a hat emoji that you can find in there already. You don't need a custom Fritz emoji to do a hat. It's like a baseball cap is already there. Where is it? Like, I saw it. I know it's in there. And it was like literally the exact same image, that blue baseball cap that I was using. I'm like, man, I can't believe it. I messed up there. Now I don't see it. A rainbow hat? We could do a bunch of things. That looks like it. Yeah. Rainbow hat, purple hat, Superman hat. We could turn them over to hats. But yeah, I like Lannon's hat there. That's a nice hat. That's a better TTV emoji. Nice. All right, so that'll return that average. So now, instead of calling this back, I can now say... that's a really long name for a method. All right, so the first one was 1 minute, so I'm going to pass 1. Next one was 5. And then it's all. All right, so that, and I don't need to pass anything. And return. Okay, that works. It's a better TTV emote, so you need to have that extension installed in your browser to get it to pop up. Yeah, the Twitch app doesn't know how to do that. Just imagine the T-1000 from Terminator coming up and saying in my voice, "Say, that's a nice hat." Oh yeah. All the clips, they're happening. Twitch got to get on that supporting Unicode. Some of that, yes. But that was yeah. You have a Microsoft Geek t-shirt. Oh, that's very cool. Yeah, I think the cups need to go by the wayside here. And I've also, so between cups, cheer emotes, right? Cheer emotes. And there's also the cheer badges. So I'm thinking I've got a lot of art I got to commission here or figure out how to make on my own. All right, so that should bring back all of the sentiment, and now all of that should be available to pass back here. So I'm not just passing back the new instantaneous sentiment, but the 1 minute sentiment, the 5 minute, and the all-time. So now I can go back over to my page, and instead of receiving just a value here, let's call this instant value. Nah, just instant. 1 minute, 5 minute, and all. So I've got all of those coming out. Let's log that as an object. Actually, it does it automatically for me, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, if I do it. Robert Tables, let me know. Am I doing this right? Yeah, do it like that. 1 minute. Right, even though they look the same, who cares? All right, and oh no. And is our friend? Nope, they took off. It's getting pretty late over there. Thanks so much for joining us. It's Mike. I appreciate you popping in there. The cat emojis, the silhouette person. So BTTV is an extra set of emojis that are available from another service that anybody can sign up for. That kind of overlays over top. We should vote on what to replace the cup mug with. Okay, what other ideas do you have for a sub badge? So hats has been suggested. I can also say keep the mugs. That's okay too. I know a lot of people have mugs as their thing. Beards. Woo! That's really good. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow. So I do have that. But utilizing it's a different story. Yeah. The Super C# logo. I like that one as well. Yeah. So let's put together a couple of ideas on that, and on Thursday we can vote when we have a bunch more folks here, and we have a couple ideas down. I don't like lightsabers. No, lightsabers isn't my deal. But definitely the C#, the Super C# logo, hats. Have the coffee mug fill up. The different beard colors. Oh my gosh, that's hysterical. And I can also do that for the cheer ratings as well. We can make our own rainbow. So I do have that as a suggestion, actually, for one of the emotes, is a rainbow beard. Who knew? That might be a thing. All right, so I'm going to log these values out. I don't want to just put the text sentiment, the current sentiment. Now I can say... Now I can say trending up, trending down. Right? So if I have the last 5, I can put the all-time sentiment underneath of this, right? So let's just allocate space for that. If I say div all, not ACK, all sentiment, right? I can say var all element is document. Look at this. I can do get element by ID. There it is. All sentiment. So I have that. So I can say all EL text content equals since start, and then put the all, hey, $. That's what I'm missing. Times 100, and we need to put a 2 fixed on that. Yeah. So now we should at least get that information coming out. C# bot with a beard. So actually, I was thinking about the C# bot, the bot doing different things. Maybe holding a sign. Maybe with a top hat and cane. Maybe all kinds of different things that we could have him doing. Mark Kraus, thank you so much for the host. I appreciate that. Why not C# compiling to a WebAssembly, Blazor.net? Because I feel like writing JavaScript. We'll do Blazor another time, but not today. That's what we're going after. But the bot with a rainbow beard, I think that might be a fun emote. That might be a lot of fun. How about outputting a line graph too to show the sentiment over time? Yes. Yes. How do you do that? Like a spark line. I'm not familiar with the library to do that. I think that's a great idea. I would look for, if you have a gist or a or if you want to submit a pull request, let's do it. We want Blazor. Please tell Satya to greenlight and support Blazor fully. I'm not going to get Mr. Nadella has his own bigger picture things to talk about than the individual platforms and things that we support for developers. I think just ping him on Teams. Yeah, I'll get right on that. No, you don't do that. There are some other folks that we can talk to about Blazor and its place, and now's not the right time to talk to them about it. I'll leave you your code. All right, thank you. So, yeah, I just not going to just all of a sudden ping the CEO. Yeah, that's a real good idea, Jeff. Real good. Let's see if this works. Let's see if we can get some sentiment building up over time that we can show on screen, and then we can start building some indicators around those. So I'm just going to output the all-time content. And this is only going to be from the point that it runs. And I very much appreciate the ideas. That's zoomed in very far. So here we go. That'll wire up. We should start seeing some values come in. Yes, that is a career-limiting move. Very much so. There was a question here from Junicus. Have I done CQRS ES? So that's CQRS is command query responsibility segregation, and the ES is event storage. Yes, we have done that. I have a project called CoreWiki that we stepped away from for a couple months here to get into some of these other things. We will get back into it, and actually, Auth0 Bobby has an idea for something to get into there that might be interesting to use. Lots of comments about my GitHub. There you go. Something here is looking after... new value isn't a thing, but instant is. Let me save that and refresh. Let's get some values popping in. Yeah, you know what? Not there. Where is that coming from? That's coming from those folks who are attached. You're now getting all of the values, all of the experience now. Yeah. Awesome stream for code. Thank you, Electric Havoc. TypeScript, yes. Okay, so here's what's here. Look at this. So my all value isn't coming through, but we are getting. You know what I think this is? I think this is over in the client. Stand by. Stand by for action. It's in my Stream Hub over here. So we're calling on sentiment, and we're only passing in one value. We need to actually now pass in all three of these. So let's call 1 minute, 5 minute, and all. Let's add those into this so that all of the values get passed through. I'm going to refresh the browser. And those of you that are attached, there's 3 of you that are attached to the thing, the doodad out there, to the live share. You should be able to see that now. All right, so now I'm still not getting all the values passed through. So there's the object that's being transmitted, and it doesn't have all the values. All right, so let's step back here. Go over to follower client. I'm not sending all of the values. Oh, Jeff, what are you doing? You're killing me here, buddy. We need to pass through all the things. So I've got new sentiment. I need to pass the 1 minute sentiment, the 5 minute sentiment, and the all. It's like this train of data that needs to pass through. 4 values is getting crowded. It is. You had a McDouble today, and it made me depressingly reevaluate your life. We need a DTO. I agree, Moz. We're at that point, and even then, we're passing an object, a data value that will have the. That's not right. Spell it right, Jeff. All right, here we go. Now we should start seeing some value. Yes, TypeScript, we would see it directly in. Well, no, that was some C#. There we go. Now we're seeing the values come out. I'm going to type my own in here. There we go. I like cheese. You think I'll win Twitch? Thank you, Robert Tables. That's very kind of you. But I'm not going to go with angry Len Grossman.
People know me.
And they give me a little bit of leeway here. Happy, good sentiment. These streams are always educational. Thank you, Lycan. I appreciate that. Herp Sturps. What do they call a quarter pounder in France? What do they call it, Jules? Jules, my man in Inglewood. We have to chat for like another 5 minutes for decent data. Who knew? Great movie. True story. Royale with cheese. That true story, that was my first date with Mrs. C# Fritz. Permission to type all caps, go for it. Enjoy. Nightbot shouldn't come down on you. That's just like your opinion, man. Bad, sad, unhappy, negative sentiment. Be happy just that it happened. So the 1 minute and the 5 minute are the same still. That's fine. We can let this. Oh, look at that. Don't be sad that it's over. Oh! Nightbot nailed it. Oh. Hang on. Let's go check out Nightbot. You know, and to be honest, I think I can turn off Nightbot. I think I can turn it off. Goodbye, Nightbot. All right, here we go. So Nightbot is gone. Go ahead. You can type in all caps again. And then I think Moz is right. We should consider going to a DTO in here. Fairy Wings is here. Hang on, let me play. No, that's Tony. That's Tony. Fairy Wings is here.
You can do it!
We have booked, we have scheduled We're going to do our beginners, HTML for beginners stream while we're watching for some of the data to load up here. There we go. We crossed the 1 minute and 5 minute. Those are different values now. So we're watching the sentiment in stream right now, and that's what these numbers are. But Fairwings is going to join us at the end of March. There's an event already on the channel. Let your friends who aren't necessarily developer folks, not necessarily technical folks, know we're going to do a stream teaching a beginner's guide to getting started with writing your first web page, writing your first website. And Fairwings will be our guest, and we're going to build a simple website. And the folks that are technical and do know their stuff, I hope you join us and help some of the non-technical people get along and learn some new things along the way. Cap's got 007. Yeah. It is hard to fail, but it's worse never to have tried to succeed. Yeah. So we'll do that. We'll do that initial stream and see how it goes with some folks learning who are beginners. So I love it. Positive sentiment there. Look at that. Hello world. Very positive. Very, very positive. Love seeing that. So this is great. And I like seeing, right? We've now proven out that we've been a very positive stream today. Splendid, says yes, I agree. It does work, Stelzy. So, how does a bad joke affect things? Why are .NET developers good at spotting bugs? Because they can see sharp. Thanks, Mr. Magoo. Thank you. Standard example for why to use ML.NET. This vacuum really sucks dirt. See, that came in at 50. Our visitors are positive. Top quotes are not necessarily. Dad humor right there. Hello World was aimed at the first web page stream. Yes. Yes. No emojis. You've got a very good point there. That emojis should be rated somehow. I'm not sure how we would want emojis rated. And there's emotes certainly from some of our friend streams that have different tones that may be positive or negative. Like Cool Tony, for example, has an emote of a cat's butt. Is that positive or negative? Is it positive? I don't know. Some people might say, yes, it's a cat's butt. Other folks might say,
Right.
Can't be. Right? The monkeys. Is that positive or negative? I don't know. So it's kind of hard to judge. Log a bug with the cognitive services team. Or maybe it already does. Nah, I don't think it does. I kind of agree.
It's illegal in 9 countries.
It is illegal in 9 countries. So now we're seeing some different data. Now that we've talked here for a little bit, look at that. Now our 5-minute time is sliding, and the 5-minute number is different from the all-time number and the 1 minute and our instantaneous sentiment. That's fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us, Ohm. I really appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us today. That was great. Promises are better than async await. Fight me. Don't give me my call. Give me my callbacks back. Oh no. An emote with text should emphasize the text value. Emojis, on the other hand, should be discarded. Not bad. Okay. Okay. I can buy that. There might be some filtering we need to do coming out of the bot. But for this, aggregating that data, I think we've got a good data point at this point. So here's what I'd like to do. I can actually leave this running, right? Because the HTML, the Razor template is interpreted. I can change this, update this, and we can add some new things over there. I need a good visualization now. Agreed. So I think if we take that 5-minute average, and if we measure that as going up and down, and we use and maybe we use a color-coded arrow from Font Awesome. I think we can make something cool happen. Now, our not the followers controller, our followers template that we're using. Where is that? See see the little emoji for the followers here? I think we can use that same markup for Font Awesome. There it is. Right? So if I grab these two, bring those over into our sentiment analysis, paste them in there. So now we've got Font Awesome available. Do we have, what are the arrows for Font Awesome? Does anybody have that handy in the chat room? Because then I could have the previous 5 minute, and then be able to compare and show the arrow appropriately. Font Awesome is up to about 5.7 now. Whatever. We can update that later, but I'm not going to get. We could pass it to table storage. Oh yeah, FA arrow right. Thank you, Denerd. So if I do FA arrow up and down, I should be able to make that appear appropriately. So if we put over here, right? Is it div or do I do an I? Right, FA. Yeah, it's not here. Arrow up, right? Someone at Font Awesome just got woke up by a sudden surge in searching. Oh, Brave Cobra, thank you for that. Let's take a look at what that is. FA angle. I like these. I feel like are too simple. I think these ones are good. What do you think, chat room? FA's and arrow up separately. So let's do this one. And then it's FA arrow down. Okay. So that's a class. Well, let's put an ID on this. And let's call this trend. Right? And then if I take a look, if I store the previous 5 minute, right? I'm looking at V4 syntax, and I'm on V5. Ooh, okay. So it's just, what do we got? Let me know what I should put there. I'm going to save the previous 5 minute into a variable. Yeah. It needs to be in an I class. Compare the 5 minute to the 1 minute. Oh, that's good, Brave Cobra. Okay. Okay. Then I don't need to actually keep anything because I have the values. Ooh, that's good. I like it. All right. So if it's ID trend, and if I get the trend element, get that up front. So I have that available. And then I can say trend dot, can I just do class? No, class name. Yeah, okay. And then I want to say if 5 minute is greater than the 1 minute, then I want the trend to be up. So that's going to be FAS and FA dash arrow dash up, says the nerd. Okay. I need a question mark in front of that. I know Robert Tables is there cringing. What the heck is Fritz doing? FA arrow down. Okay. Right? That should give me that arrow. So if I save that now, come back over here, refresh. All right, so there's my arrow. It's next to it. Okay. Because the 1 minute is lower than the 5 minute. No, the 1 minute is greater than the 5 minute. Wait a sec. If the 1 minute is... I have these backwards. Fine. And I'm going to put that I... Where'd it go? Here. Can I just put that inside? Like that? Will that get overwritten? What is Robert Table's language? SQL? No, actually, it's JavaScript. Robert Tables is a killer with JavaScript. I have that. That's not going to work out there. I'm going to need to move it back over here. If there's no change in sentiment, it will show it down, which is wrong. Good point. But the chances of it being completely equal, which for the first 5 minutes, there won't be anything. Vic J, this is a wonderful Twitch. Thank you. I watch you all the time on YouTube. Came to Twitch to say hello. Well, thank you, Vic J. Welcome. It's great to see you. I appreciate you joining us. Do you care about the case when they're equal? So, okay, hang on. 1 minute is currently less than 5 minutes. Okay, so that's the trend right now is down. Now it just went up. Oh, there we go. All right. And we should probably color that appropriately, green or red. Do we work on chance or real scenarios? Maybe. Equal is a downtrend. 100, 100 can only go down. So for the first 5 minutes, it's always going to be, right, we're not going to have a trend for the first 5 minutes. Here's what I'm going to do. Let's do a couple things here. I'm going to move this because I want these on the same line. I feel bad that they're on 2 different lines. So let's put a span here with that because it doesn't really matter what it is. And now I can take this trend, move it inside there. And I know some of you web developers are looking at this and saying, indent it, Fritz. There we go. And that should work, right? Okay, so now if I refresh this, now it should be lined up next to each other. Ah, that's better. Okay. So now it's trending up because the 1 minute is higher than the 5 minute. Cool. Okay. I feel good. If they're the same, you could use arrows Alt H. Okay. Let's do that. Let's put another test here in case it isn't. And we'll say 5 minute equals does not equal 1 minute. Then we'll do the arrow down. Otherwise, what's the one we want to do there? Arrows Alt H. And I need the FAS in front of that, don't I? Arrows FAS. Right? That get me the thing? Loading, loading, loading. Cheese is bad for you. Boom! Look at that. Uh-oh. The 1 minute is 0.03. Okay. Okay. Now we're talking. All right. Did I lose the chat room? We still there? Or did it turn 8 o'clock and everybody go to there we go. Positive vibes. That 1 minute is turning around. All right. Use arrows Alt V if you want a vertical line. I like the horizontal. I still like cheese, says Auth0 Bobby. Yeah, we like cheese. We're Americans. At least in my house, we're Americans. Ah, Vic J, thank you so much for that kind follow. I appreciate you joining us. And that's going to keep moving that rainbow beard goal for Build 2019. Lurking while working. Yeah. It's 1 a.m. Oh, Andre, thank you so much for joining so late in the night and staying up with us. I'm glad I'm not putting you to sleep.
Wait, let me explain something to you.
I want to make sure that I could reach those folks in Australia, like our friend Ozcoder there. So, oh my gosh. Thank you, Vic J. That is very, very kind of you. Yeah, Brave Cobra and Janescu, I know, are a little bit further east. So, in Europe. Vic J, you're being very kind. Thank you so much. I'm flattered. Thank you very much. What can I say? Oh, Assistant XYZ. Thank you for the follow, but...
people know me.
People do know me. So... In your opinion, trend should be time minus previous time. Last 5 versus previous 5. So you get a trend by time frame. So I'd be saving off the 5 minute and then not refreshing it for another 5 minutes. Is that Kate's Traversed entirely here for the cheese war? Let me tell you about Gouda. Let me tell you a thing or two about Gouda. Not just any old Gouda, but that smoked Gouda. The smoked Gouda. I need to get my hands on some smoked Gouda. Mrs. C Sharp Fritz?
Make it so.
I'd love some smoked Gouda. I'm going to have some with my dinner tonight, I think. Have to calc on the surfer. Yeah, stay a while. Enjoy. Windows NZ should be about lunchtime in Australia, 2 p.m. in New Zealand. Perfect time to watch and work. I'm glad the time's working out for you, Windows NZ. Let your friends know. I'll be here on Tuesdays, just in time. 11 a.m. in QLD. Oh my gosh, Queensland, Australia. I've never been to Australia. There was a question earlier. When am I coming back to Europe? I'm not coming to Europe. I'm not currently scheduled to come to Europe in 2019. The folks that run things like the Ignite Tour, that's another department. They have not invited me to join them for any of that stuff. And some of the events that I've been asked to join in Europe have been at the same time as other commitments that I have for work. So I have, unfortunately, had to turn them down. But the fall schedule still, and summer and fall schedule are still in flux. But right now, I am not scheduled to head anywhere outside of the States. Actually, I've never been to Canada either. So, but and quite frankly, I reach more folks here on Twitch. So one of my projects in school was a game called Cheese Wars. That's phenomenal. I like what we're seeing here. Can we clean this up and put it into... Do we put it into my little bar down here below me? Mini ignites through many states. Maybe. The last minute has been very positive, but only gets 50. So the last minute, I'm seeing numbers here, 65, 70, 74, right? Turn the U.S. schedule down and come to Europe and England. I'd love to, Andre. I'd love to. The NDC events are a series of events that I will never be at, unfortunately. But they've got a series of folks that they work with. And it's not something that I've been able to make it to. The times that for the events that they have invited me to, it just hasn't worked out for me. But tomorrow I will be at Twitch, on the Twitch Dev stream in New York City. That's right, Janescu. Yep. Okay. Here's what I want to do. It's been 2 hours. I think we need to start wrapping up. What I'd like to do, that's funny, 80.2, but it's trending down. That looks weird, but makes sense when you know what those are doing. So here's what I'd like to do. They have an NDC in Minnesota this year. They do, Ozcoder. There's one small problem. It's at exactly the same time as Build.
You're about to get a serious beatdown.
And I can't go to NDC Minnesota when I'm hosting and streaming from Build. Build is accepting an open call for speakers. Go ahead, submit away. So, is it something like load average in Linux? It is. This is a little bit more like that. Yes. It's the most beautiful and clean city. I think you mean Minneapolis. Minnesota's a state. Just saying. The two values it's comparing. Well, no, it's comparing for that arrow. The two values it's comparing are the 1 minute and 5 minute right there. Right? It's comparing those two, and it's saying, well, the 1 minute is less than the 5 minute, so it's trending down. Now the 1 minute is still less than the 5 minute. Even though 5 minute went up, it's still trending down over the last 5 minutes. So, yeah, there you go. So, I think this is really good, and I think we can reformat this, and I'd like to put this as a number underneath me here. You're right, Brave Cobra. They aren't. You're right. It went from 0 to 26 and still showed a downward. Yes. The fact that it went from 0 to 26 is an instantaneous reading. It's not necessarily the trend. The arrow is a trend over 5 minutes. 99.9 down looks odd. It does. It does. But it's an instantaneous number. So maybe the number we show is the 1 minute number because it is too frequently. Right? If we follow me for a second here, let's just change this and make it the 1 minute. So that maybe it does look a little bit more relative and it's a little bit more rounded. So that after that first minute it becomes something that looks a little bit more relative. Oh my gosh, James Montemagno is here. Welcome. Actually, wait a sec. Wait a tick. James, hang on. I think wow. I think I may have made a mistake here. Our friend James Montemagno is here. While I have you here, I think, wait, I didn't. I gotta correct a wrong. I've got to make sure. Oh my gosh. Gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Hello. Thank you so much, James. I really appreciate that. And we'll make a donation to Black Girls Code. But let's see. Denerd, Lowbrud, Sushi Day, Gumshoe Noir, and Pyrolock. You're all going to get a subscription. Thank you so much. Yeah, why is it... Now, why did that... Whatever. That's interesting that it didn't put the emotes that one time. Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to throw an invite. Make sure we get James. James, I'm going to extend an invite to you to the Live Coders team while I have you here. Thank you so much for that. Very cool. Yeah, look at all those folks who just got subs. Terrific. And I'm going to extend some more invites to that Live Coders team in the next day or two here. There's, I want to make sure, Vasily, it comes around. I want to make sure that I know some new folks have just joined the streaming community. I want to make sure that we set a level here. Robert Tables, that's very kind. And we'll make sure that we grow this Live Coders team appropriately, and we set up appropriate boundaries so we have a high quality level. I think this sentiment widget is coming out very, very nicely. That last 1 minute with all the great the subs, thank you so much, has bumped up our 1 minute average into 85% here. The 5 minute is trended up, so it's definitely sentiment wise trending appropriately. I think that's great to see. Thank you, Assistant XYZ. One of the emote suggestions, you're reminding me, Assistant, thank you for that emote. How much is this costing me? I need that quote from Brewster's Millions for $10 million. The first 5,000 queries against this are free. After that, it's, I forget, like a 1/10 of a cent for the next 100,000 queries or something like that. I forget. So we're still on the free tier. Do subs and follows carry extra weight on the sentiment? That's a good question, and that might be something that we dial in to our calculation. But for right now, I think we're at a good point where I can save and we can carry this on. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts about this. There's been some great suggestions about how we can enhance this. Let me roll over to... Oh my gosh. Vasily just gifted a sub to Andre. Thank you very, very nice. Very, very much. That's phenomenal. Let's put a couple of issues in GitHub. That's a great point, Brave Cobra. Let me go back over to GitHub. It is not that one. Not that one. I thought I had this up, but it's not. Over here in the issues and some analysis ideas. Oh, that's great. From Shipper Stash. That's easy for me to say. And there was a graph on the overlay. That's a great idea from Lannon. And please, if you have an idea, if you have some HTML code to make these things happen, send them over. Let's put in a pull request. This is a work in progress. This is enough for an MVP. This is. Yes, I completely agree. I think I could take that number and the arrow and put it in my little nameplate here, right? Move the follower number over a little bit, the current viewer, put that in the middle, and put the sentiment on the edge, and color it appropriately. I think that would work quite nicely. To add a chart would be really cool, to add a spark line next to it. So it's not huge and intimidating, but it's right next to it, something accessible. I think would be terrific. 2 of your best talks you just submitted for build. Fantastic. Yes, James. That's a great idea that somebody actually mentioned a little bit earlier, is maybe we have the positive, because I don't want to highlight folks that made donations or spent money for subs, but I want to highlight folks that help our community, and that's why I do things like that ticker up at the top. Maybe we have, here's the most positive, the most positive chatter over the last half hour or hour, and we put that out there. Create a Scott command. That's not a bad idea, Hugo. I like that one too. This is a very good wheel of cheese. That's a little crazy. Didn't create the Scott command yet. You're welcome to create that. There's a pattern for that with the attention command. If you want to put all that together, so it just has to call my Scott MP3, we can do that too. Let me commit our changes that we made here today, because I think we're in a pretty good place with this. Dev Fritz Stream Tools. Let me clear this. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're good there. Updated with a sentiment trending arrow. This is on a feature sentiment widget branch if you're interested in collaborating. Oh, tartar sauce. Now I'm watching my keys like, type it correctly. Get it right.
You can do it!
Yeah. I really wish it would just say, do you want this to be the thing? Do it. There it goes. All right. So feature sentiment widget up here. You'll see that has that. And you're welcome to bring down and copy out the feature. Sentiment widget. There it is. You're welcome to bring down the code, copy it out if there's something you'd like to use it for. Hunter2. That's not my password. Why'd you get the help twice? You got the help twice because there's 2 bots running right now. The production one, and then this one that's hanging out here. Yeah. That I've been running in debug mode from Visual Studio. This was great. Thank you so much, everybody. It's referring to the Scotts from Microsoft. You mean Scott? That's the guy I work for. He reports to a guy named Scott, who reports to a guy named, well, you met John Montgomery a few weeks ago, who reports to, Julia. But Julia reports to Scott, who reports to a guy named Satya. And that's how everything works. All right. This has been great. We checked in. We got everything pushed up there. I think I've got too many things playing at once here. Stop it. There we go. Robert Tables with the kind cheer.
Show love 100. I love the latest stream so we can hang out with even more friends.
Yes. We can hang out with more. Does Scott Lashin work for Microsoft? No. So, then some people, then Guthrie, yes. Or as I refer to them, to Mrs. C# Fritz, there's Scott, not a Scott, Scott, Satya. Ozcoder, thank you so much for that kind cheer as well. Tell you what, I'm going to make sure we record those. I'm going to drop them in I should put them in C# so we can analyze and find them. I'm going to put them right in here in our sentiment service next to where we were calculating. Thank you so much. Oh. Nope, I don't have it here. Rats. It was Robert Tables with a 100 cheer. And today is February 12. Next was, who do we have there? Ozcoder. Cheer 100. February 12, 2019. Fantastic. Thank you so much. I'm going to set you up for a raid, and I want to make sure that we send folks over. James. Thank you so much. Monte Magno. Cheer 100. Here's what I'm going to do. It's game time. There's some folks out there playing games, and I want to make sure we send some folks out where there are other people hanging and playing. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're going to do this. My friend Ellieface is playing Don't Starve right now, and it would absolutely make her day if we would raid her. 12 bricks, absolutely. That's where we're going. Here we go. And this channel is intended for more mature audiences, but I'm sure we'll have fun. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your evening. Hope you check out, let me see, where did it go? Over here, there's a thing. No, not there. This, there we go. Hope you hang around to check out Ellieface. And we'll see you tomorrow on the Twitch Dev channel. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.